Hey everybody, welcome to Kicking It with Key, the Porch Podcast. I am your host Key, where we sit in a dope environment and talk to dope people about how dope they are. Today we are kicking it with somebody who is super dope. I've known for a long time. We
Girl,
are
my whole
family,
life.
my whole life. But so we just gonna jump right into it and let her explain everything about her. Who are you?
Oh man, I ask people the same question, and I was like, "No, no, I'm a mother." Look, no,
Yes,
I am Santeresa,
that's
right?
right.
And I am not what my situations define me as. I'm just a woman out here trying to empower other people to heal.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Tell us more. I'm so interested in your organization because I feel like, like we've known each other forever, but we don't know each other as adults. You get what I'm
hmm
saying? Like what we actually do. So I want to tap into that. Tell me everything that it is that you want the world to know about you.
I think I think the basis of what I do is really just turning whatever you've gone through, like
Okay.
in life,
Okay.
and flipping it. Right.
Okay.
I always teach that forgiveness is releasing the emotion attached to the offense, but taking the lessons from it and moving forward.
Oh, I like
And
that.
so the only thing that I've done is I've taken everything that I've gone through
Okay.
and I opened up Inspired by You, which actually started as a hashtag.
Wow.
So that's a LLC, and we do adult trauma recovery services.
Wow.
And so I opened up a not-for-profit about 2 years ago, which is attached to my for-profit.
Okay.
And so that's actually to service the people who do the work, because we need a
Mm.
safe place to go to in order for us to release. Because sometimes we're triggered. Sometimes we're just going through and we don't know who to talk to. I remember
Yes.
when I started my business and I was going through something. I was
Mhm.
speaking to a friend. And they were like, "How you helping people and your life ain't together?"
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, just because I'm going through something right now does not mean that I can't help somebody.
That's true.
And so I wanted to provide the workers with a safe place.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what we do. We're government funded now. And so I
Wow.
have a staff and we are
Wow.
just moving forward.
Okay, so let's take it back because this is a lot, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Like
you.
I am so proud to hear about everything because I've seen it. Of course, we've all seen it,
Mhm.
but I didn't really know the details. So let's start with the first thing. Inspired by You. How did that start? Like,
As a hashtag.
okay, a hashtag on how.
Post COVID. No, it was like right pre COVID, I would
Okay.
say. And it was just everybody was posting so much negative stuff.
Okay.
So I would go on and I would repost people's stuff or reshare it if it inspired me.
Okay.
And I'd be like, "Hey, you posted this. I'm inspired by you."
Wow.
And so it was a hashtag. And then, of course, I have my book. So I have a book that's a devotional called Releasing My Secret.
Oh my God.
And so I was just like kind of just living in the
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
And so what happened was I launched my business as with a vision board party session.
Wow.
And so we did a vision board and it just took off from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't, I mean, it's just sometimes I sit back and I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
How did I get here?
Yeah, how did I get here? I had my first staff meeting last night and I literally was like, you never know at the moment while you're in the midst of it.
Got you.
Why?
Got
We
you.
always question why.
Got you.
But if you really sit back and think as an adult, when you look at those moments where you thought you couldn't make it through and now you're here out of it
Yo.
and you've accomplished, like
God
I'm
is
done,
good.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're like, I really did get through it,
Yeah.
right? At that moment. And so
Yeah.
sometimes I sit back and I be like, "Ooh." And it amazes me and I laugh sometimes at
Mhm.
people because, you get the, I don't want to use that word. You get the people.
Yes, those types of
people who will message you and be like, "Oh my God, you the one that got away, guys." Or you'll be
Okay.
like, "But I'm the same person.
Same person.
I'm the same with the
person.
same heart.
Yes.
It's just been broke, but I don't hold you responsible for what you did to me. I love people from a different way,
Got
right?
you,
And from
got
a different
you.
lens.
Which is how you have to.
Yeah.
Especially when you change, basically, like you said. Tell me about the book. Like, what started this? Without, I mean, I don't know how much detail you want to get to about your life. I'm an open book, so I can't expect.
I'm an open book too, but I'm thinking about these minutes.
No, we're good with that. We're good with that. We got time, baby. Don't think about that. We got time. But tell me about. I would love to learn about the book because for somebody to start something that says inspired about you, which means that you probably, I'm thinking dark place, and you pulled yourself out. You get what I'm saying? So that's where my mind goes to. So tell me a little bit about the book. I'm very interested in that, which I will be purchasing.
So the book is a devotional. It's called Releasing My Secret.
Okay.
And so I think people thought it was going to be a telltale all book.
Okay.
But that's not how God led for me to do the book.
Okay.
Because sometimes you don't have to tell your story to help other people.
Okay.
Everybody heals different. Everybody
Okay.
processes different. So it's a devotional. It's 30-day devotional.
Okay.
But it's not like day 1, day 2, day 3. Every day or every chapter, I would say, is a topic that deals with an emotion
Got
that's
you.
dealt with some type of trauma that somebody's went through.
Okay.
So it could be grief, unforgiveness, whatever. And so you're presented with the topic, there's a devotional part, there's an affirmation, there's a prayer, and then I did a song of worship because I love music, right? I'm a worshiper, right?
That's right.
And so you get to kind of pick and choose however it is that you need to process.
Okay.
So I've had people, I thought that the book was going to be to help people who went through like sexual assault, domestic violence, right? But because that was my thing, like it was like I did a Me Too program and I spoke and I finally told my sexual assault story and I was like, right? And so when I wrote the book, then I'm like, oh, this is going to be, so even in the prefix, you'll see like, I went through this sexual assault,
Okay.
But then people read the book who have it and they were like, it helped me get through my divorce. It helped me get through this. It helped me get through that. And I was like, wow. And I guess because emotions, we all go through the same emotions. It just depends on the situation.
That's right.
Where sometimes we need affirmation. Sometimes we need to learn how to forgive.
Okay.
People who offended us. Because sometimes it's hard.
It's really hard.
And we say, oh, I forgave you, but we really suppress it.
That's right.
Right?
That's true.
Until something else come up, then you bring it back up to them like you did it. Or you're dealing with somebody else, totally different situation. We always say, I know what that looked like because that's happened to me before. So that means that there's some level of unforgiveness there. So the book is not like a 30 days and I'm done. It's kind of like you pick it up and you use it for whenever you're going through whatever emotion is attached on that day. And it's an easy read. It's not complicated. It ain't hard. I don't like all that hard stuff. But sometimes you just need something simple to get me through the day, right? A simple quote, a simple something. And so that's really how it was written. It was really just to help people to get through. And it says to in the subtitle, it says to help with the process of healing. Okay. Because it's not overnight. And certain things we still healing from, right?
That's true, yep.
Like certain things that we don't even realize, like that hurt you. Yeah, that hurt you. And like I've been there and I'm still going through processes, right? Okay. And so you get to the point where you think that you're good, but then something else will come up and you'll be like, damn it, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Like I thought I was through this. Like I thought it was I thought it was done. I thought I was over it. How did I get back here? And then what I've learned also too is how do you deal with it when you're in the midst of it?
That's true.
Right?
How do you?
Then sometimes you got to go back through it if you don't deal with it the right way.
So do you feel like, I know you wrote the book and everything like that, were you going through your trauma or was it like after? Like
it was, so I was sexually assaulted, I think don't remember the year. That's so funny. Okay. I think it was 2006.
Okay,
so 2000, I was like 26.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, I know we're around the same age.
I was 2006, and I was sexually assaulted. I had and so I'm just it is what it is. I want to say I was in the life. Okay, but I was in the life, dabbing in the life. Got you. Right. One foot in, 1 foot out. But I was like a church girl. Okay. Right. So my cousin will always say to me, "Girl, you wasn't in the life. You was just perverted." Like.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah, whatever. Right? But so what happened, it was like with the church thing, because you know how we was brought up, right? So the church thing, the light thing, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Right? You know, we always get to that point at some point in time. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's like always every couple of months, every couple of, depending on the situation. We're like, I'm gonna get my life right. Right?
No, right.
So I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with you anymore. It wasn't supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a hush hush thing. You telling the whole world, but you done messed up my whole world. But you done told the whole world I want to do this. And so what I've learned through the years and as I was going through the process is that she spoke to the person who sexually assaulted me and she told the person to do something to me. Didn't really know what she was going to expect for that person to do to me. Right. So I don't know. Right. And so I'm totally oblivious. I'm just living my life. And so the whole night happens. Right. And you go through the process. I don't want to say process. You go through the situation. I lived through the situation. The first person I called when it happened was the ex, right? Wow, okay. Because that's what we do. Yeah. We always call the person we last closest to, right?
That's so true.
So I kind of wind back up in the situationship, but not really wanting to be there just because they was coming to support me.
Comfort. So that was your comfort level.
Support. Because family ain't really believe you. Nobody really. And then, you know, back then everybody was a little promiscuous. Okay. Right? And so, fast forward, we move forward and, years passed, went through that whole process, got rid of that person. Okay. You know, you just move forward and you don't really put a lot of pieces together. You don't realize when you're in relationship, out of relationship, that sometimes that's attached to things that you haven't really released in your past you're holding on to.
Gotcha.
And so I'm in church, had this whole experience, moved up north, and my pastor was preaching about unforgiveness. And then that's when I realized, like, I never really forgave. And so that's why I was still having the red flags around Christmas. I was like hearing that song, Music Soul Child, I Love You When Your Hair Turns Gray. That was the last song I heard before I was sexually assaulted, right? And so I'm listening to the songs. I'm always triggered in December and upset, but I love Christmas.
Got you.
And when that sermon came, it was like, you really didn't forgive. Wow. And so what I did was, and I don't suggest this to other people, but I reached out to my ex-husband. I forgive you for how you treated me like crap. I reached out to the person who sexually assaulted me, and I'm like, I forgive you for what you did to me. Now I got back, rape what? Rape, LOL, right? That was the response they gave me.
Okay.
But it wasn't, my forgiveness wasn't for you.
It was for me.
It was for me. Then I felt sick as a dog because I really, at that moment, really released it. Right, I really released it. That's why you see, I was like, girl, it happened back in 2000.
I'm so happy that you. I don't want to cut you, but I'm so happy that you did that and you said that. Like, I'm not there yet. You get what I'm saying?
It's
like,
a process.
It's a very hard process. You know what I mean? To actually, like, I don't think I will ever tell my accuser. Well, now it's happened. We put it to rest, but I would never tell him I forgive him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I will. I just want it to be between me and God. I would say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I could tell him.
And you don't have to. You can write it out. We always hear psychologists say it.
No,
they'd be like, write it out, write a letter, and then burn it. The thing is to get it up and to get it out. And that's why I said it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Because I would never recommend people to go to certain people and be like, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's not happy. The Bible says, if at all possible, live in peace with all men. And sometimes me saying, I apologize to you, and you not acknowledging going to cause me to punch you in your face or something, right?
That is true.
Right?
That's how I feel. Right? I feel like I want to forgive, like, because I know we grew up in church. I want to forgive, but I can't. It's that 50% thug in me, like, no, you know what I mean? Like, God, this the one, God, I'm not doing.
Yeah.
But I get it. Talking to you just made me feel like, you know what? Maybe it is just like, it is what it is. But
we can't help what another person's reactions would be. And most people are so shameful at the things that they did that they'll never admit what they did was wrong.
Really?
Right? And we learned that. Look at the Kirk Franklin thing we've been watching, right?
Yeah.
Look at his mother.
Yes.
Now, everybody who done took a DNA test, we all at home,
and you still like,
and we like, yo, just say it, right?
But that's how I feel like that same thing in my family. Like, this man has been prosecuted and everything. Y'all still like, okay, well, maybe she's lying. Like, how? So I get it.
And people will never. Some people just, and that's just, unfortunately, that's Black culture. Right, where
so sad.
Because we've buried so much, we want to deal with so much inside of the family. Let family handle it. Let it be personal. That if you say something enough, you're gonna believe it. So if in their mind, if they said it so much that it just didn't happen after it did, then it did. You're not Jesus. You ain't. Your brain wasn't washed clean. When we repent, He forgives and He forgets.
Gotcha.
You ain't that person. You know exactly what you did, how you did it, when you did it, right? And so you might try to, but deep down, that's between you and God. But as for me, I'm going to move forward, right?
You're right.
So. And I have to. And that's why I deal with adult trauma recovery, right? Because we focus so much on, we go through things and then we try to shield our children from going through the same things.
Yes.
And sometimes it's causing for us to, us shielding them sometimes is not from a healthy place.
That is so true. I know for me, my kids were shielded a lot. Like, they didn't go to sleepovers. That part of their life, they'll never have a story about it. You know what I mean? Which is it's kind of sad when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, now.
Yeah. The world is different, though.
Different now, right? But we're talking for our older kids. I got this whole thing all over again with the little one. But my older kids, it's like, when we sit and we talk about our life, like, oh, remember we was doing that at such and such house? My kids are not going to have those stories because I was a helicopter mom because of my trauma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I love that you're doing it to help adults because we do feel like we're doing differently to shield our kids, which sometimes is not always a good thing.
Not always a good thing.
How do you, tell us some techniques without telling us everything, because I'm a join in this adult trauma thing. I think it's needed for me. So tell us, like, some things that you've established that works to help out people like that maybe in my shoes or something like,
So in the organization, I mean, for me, I got through using music. So You'll see me.
She's a great singer, y'all.
Inspired by you. You too.
She could sing.
Inspired by you.
I always wanted to be a soprano. I couldn't.
I got videos, y'all. I got videos. No, so we do healing through the arts and more.
Okay.
And so normally when somebody reaches out to our agency, I have a therapist who does your intake.
Okay.
And so not just a regular admin person, somebody who's trained.
Gotcha.
And so they take this time out. They do an intake, but they talk to the person and to see where you would be a good fit at. So we offer therapy through the arts. We use CBT.
Okay.
So we use music, we do theater, we do regular art, we do dance.
Okay.
We do writing.
Okay.
And we're like adding other components, only a couple more components, but we do music, like 2 different kinds. Whatever.
I like the writing.
And so, so let me tell you, the uniqueness about the programs that we do, because God has allowed for me to be funded first through the city of Newark.
Thank God.
And so that happened last year. And so because they funded me, I'm able to, I fund other smaller businesses.
I love that.
Right. And so what I did was, I have all of my facilitators, they specialize in that art. Mm-hmm. So like my writing facilitator, she's actually a publisher.
Oh, awesome.
And so she works with them, but then also the therapist as well. Right.
Okay.
And so you're getting both worlds. What normally happens, and we're still, because last year we was just like, go for it.
Okay.
So what happens in those programs, if you go, like I'm an adult and, oh my God, you brought something back out of me that I love to do. Mm-hmm. So our participants who participated in the program were able to publish their writings.
Wow.
And I paid for it.
Wow.
Right?
Look at God.
And so now they transition from therapy, which they still have access to, but now they transition into an entrepreneur component.
Wow.
So now they're a self-published author. I don't not take any credit for it. It's not that, right? And so now they're self-published authors where they're able to, now I have a book and I could tell my story. And a real publisher looked at it and really edited it. And they went through the process of creating their book with their writings that they wrote while they were going through therapy. Wow. So you're not writing your book by yourself, right? So
you're getting the help.
You're getting the help.
That's priceless.
And then afterwards, now you're learning how to make residual income off of your story.
How dope is
right?
that?
And so it's the same thing. I have an actor. He acts. He's been on Law and Order. He was in the movie Smile. Wow. He's running the theater program. And so if you go, hey, I really want to get into acting. So we have a component built where he's going to teach you how to build a portfolio, how to do, it'll be like theater coaching, right?
Okay.
And so we did the same thing in our music program, right? Like we're going to go through vocally and lyrics and stuff. And then afterwards we'll transition that into that component. And it's really to empower, heal and empower, right?
I love
it's
that.
those two that go together.
Okay.
The reason why I said we had to, because some people went through it and never came back and said thank you.
Never.
They wrote a book. I asked for a copy. And they was like, sent me their Cash App. I'm like, but I paid.
Yeah, right? Like, it's okay. But you know, as long as you're doing it from the heart, you got to, right? You got to laugh at stuff like that.
I say that because it's not the credit. It's really sharing with people. Listen, I'm in a healed place.
Yep.
And I know where you could go to.
Got you.
To get free services, right?
Got you.
And heal. And not have to worry about what it is that I've gone through. I take everybody. Why? Let me put a disclaimer. I say I take everybody. But if you come in and there's some serious issues that we found out, we'll refer you out.
Okay.
And then we'll follow you with case management.
But we can't.
But once you get to that place, then we'll take you back in.
Okay.
And you can still price. We have other programs. We have support groups, NAAA. Wow. We have a young adults group from 18 to 24. We have a women's empowerment. We have a men's empowerment. Wow. And so we have different groups for different people. We're starting our senior program. And so it's like we're dealing with everybody at their own levels.
Okay.
But we're all working together. But it's something for everybody, right? Our domestic violence is kicking off. Sexual assault's kicking off. And so it's just, when you're blessed with something, it's not necessarily for you. I tell people all the time, like, I could easily be on Facebook saying, my business went from 0 to over 6 figures.
Yes,
easily. I can teach you how.
Exactly.
Give me 10,000.
Yes.
For what?
For what?
What is that going to? Yeah. What is that going to prove?
Nothing.
Right. And how is that really helping somebody?
It's not.
Because how you made it is not necessarily going to be how I'm gonna make it.
Exactly.
Right. It's going to be taking your money, making you run broke.
And some people are doing stuff because they want to do it from their heart. I know for me, like my entrepreneurship is all because I want to. I don't need it. I make enough money on my real job to be able to do that. But I do this because I love it. I love talking to people. I love bringing people up if I can.
Yeah.
I love throwing parties, safe spaces. You know what I mean? So I get it. Like, it's not always about the money.
Not
Sometimes
about the
it's
money.
about just you and the feeling that I know I was hurt at a young age. So for me, I just want everybody to never feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to love on everybody.
Yeah.
Even the people that's not supposed to be loved on. You know what I mean? Because
everybody should be loved
Everyone
on.
should be loved on, but sometimes God be like, not that one. You throw the sandal at the back of your neck, like, keep moving. Not that one.
Like, I got somebody else to love on them. Just love them from a distance.
Yeah, like you said, if it's too much trauma, we got to refer you out.
We refer you out,
God wants us to refer them out too.
To somebody, I'm not assigned to everybody, and you're not going to drain me trying to figure out if I am or not.
That is
right.
true.
And it has to just go smoothly. Like, I can't help everybody, but those who I can, I will. And so that's what we do. Yeah.
Tell us where to find you. I think this is so good. Like, there are so many people, because you are in the city, and of course I'll let you tell your address and everything. I feel like this is such a good thing, and a lot of people don't know about this. We have so many hurting adults walking around here. You know what I mean? So to be able to have someone that you can at least help out in some type of way through art is so
good. We can help out everybody. So so the reason why we're located in Newark, because Newark funded me.
Saying Newark is dope.
Right? And so it's why would I put my headquarters somewhere else?
Exactly.
And, I told the mayor, I don't, I told him, like, thank you, right, for believing in me, right?
Shout out to Raz.
Yeah. Thank you for believing in Inspired by You, right?
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, we travel all over. I have contracts in Maryland.
Okay.
Some of my facilitators live in other states.
Okay.
Right? And so we do stuff virtual and in person.
Okay.
So it's not just I'm only located in Newark. So we're headquartered in Newark.
Base.
But that's the base.
Okay.
But we do business all over. You see me traveling. I'll be like, that's most of the time it's for business.
I'm so proud of you for that. I'm so proud of you. Tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on social media.
Yeah. We need all social media plugs and the business.
Everything is Inspired by You, LLC.
Okay.
And so you can find us, and it'll be like the rainbow. That's why I always wear colorful stuff. It's the rainbow logo.
Okay.
And so you can find us there, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
But Twitter don't have a lot of Twitter don't got a lot of activity.
I haven't learned how to work Twitter, but okay, Twitter.
I started TikTok, but I ain't do that either.
Okay.
But then you can always message me directly, and I can always show you where to go. So it's Santeresa Wilson, Santeresa W on Instagram. And so you can find me there as well. And the website for the business is Inspired by You. It's the letter U, not YOU. It's the letter U.
The letter U.
The letter U.com. I mean, Inspired by You, LLC.com. And you'll be able to find it. Or you could just put my name in Google and everything will pop up.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Now, before we end this, I always like to ask people, we got into a lot of good talk, so I didn't even get to get the fun questions in. But that's okay. No, you inspired me. I feel like this was more, I did this for you, but I feel like this was more for me. So thank you. You know what I mean? Because gave me a little.
For each other. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. Yeah. You're so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I definitely want to say that. You know what I mean? Life happens. We don't get to see each other a lot. So I definitely wanted to make this moment happen, and I'm very proud of you. Tell us who your mentor, do you have a mental mentor, somebody that you never met, but you know what I mean, somebody that you can connect with through music, through whatever? Who's your mental mentor?
Girl, I tap into everybody. Everybody got something to give. Okay. Everybody has something positive. There's a lot of people out there doing great work. Mm-hmm. So I don't just only solely listen to one person all the time.
Got you.
Right? I normally pull my strength from the Lord, and then that's just really how it is. I don't get into all that other stuff. I tell people I have a relationship, not religion. So I ain't the typical church person.
I love that.
Right? And so
and that's a model with that. I love that.
Yeah, so that's where my inspiration comes from. And he just allows for me to tap in and to see the right things, the right people, and the things that inspire me, whether it's a song or whatever. So
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Leave us with some inspirational words. I feel like we need to inspire you to inspire us, okay?
What I always say, and my favorite quote that I live by is, healing doesn't mean that the trauma never existed. It means that the trauma no longer controls your life.
Ooh, please say that again.
Healing doesn't mean that the trauma never existed. It means that the trauma no longer controls your life.
Thank you so much for
You're
that.
welcome.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for coming by the Porch Podcast and kicking it with me. Now, I want to come.
We need to kick it.
Yes. Can we kick it beyond this, please? I feel like you have so much to give, and that's dope.
Yeah.
You don't know a person as an adult, and you don't realize that you're inspired by people. I love that you said that. Okay, we're going to take this offline. So say bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all. Bye.